Hey, welcome back everyone. Today, it's early morning this morning. Gonna get up, try and go in, get a bit of golden hour on Perth City, get some photos, try and get some more stuff done this morning. Got to do the testing on the 7 blade versus the 8 blade Takumar, so that's happening today. And yeah, got to pick up my little buddy, Bentley's, take him to the beach. So heaps happening. Why don't you come along for the ride? Let's do this. Hey, here we are. We finally got in here. Got a mess everywhere. Sorry about that. Some people don't know how to put their rubbish away. But we're in here. We're going to head straight in, try and go and shoot over here and get a shot. Get set up and get some of this sunrise on the city of Perth from Kings Park. It's a little bit chilly this morning actually. But, glad I brought the jacket. A little bit chilly. Anyway, it looks like it's going to be a good morning. Let's go do this. Hey guys, welcome back. Rightio, here we are, Kings Park. Got some, you see the sunrise stuff I got this morning. Got a big panoramic of the Perth City. So hopefully that's come up and that stitches up all good. Pretty happy with that. Now doing some testing of the 8 blade versus the 7 blade Takumar lens, Super Takumar lens. 8 blades, obviously the rare one. Lucky enough to find one of those. So it's probably my favorite lens actually, so we're going to compare that against the 7 blade and see if we can spot the difference. It's a beautiful morning, a little bit chilly actually out here at Kings Park. It's a gorgeous day. Going to do a little bit of a wander around and see if we can't find you some nice stuff to look at and check out. Rightio, let's do this. Okey-doke. Well, that's it. I've got a few test shots here for you. for both of the lenses, the Super Takumar 50mm 1.4, the 7 blade and the rare 8 blade. I love them both actually. It's pretty hard. It's going to be interesting to see what they're like once I get them onto Lightroom and check them out, and so I can show you guys. Got a few shots, some nice flowers, try to get a little bit of depth. I'll do some portrait stuff when I get home with Yardy, a little bobblehead. And yeah, also did a slow-mo here to try and give you a bit of reflection. So just try to vary it up with a couple of shots. Hopefully that's enough to give you a bit of an idea of real world, what they look like, and if the 8 blade's worth buying. It'd be a pretty good test actually. You'll see if it was worth the money and which one I need to sell. Rightio guys, hey, welcome back. Let's it. So that was really cool. Got to see a bit of Kings Park there in the morning, the sunrise. How good was that? We're going to go and have a quick look at these photos and see if we can see any difference between that 7 blade and that 8 blade. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of vision of Kings Park there and the surroundings, that little time lapse as well, bits and pieces. So we're going to get straight in. There's a war memorial at Kings Park as well as the Botanic Gardens. So I've got some photos there and in the Botanic Gardens, and then I've got a couple of portraits as well at home to finish it off. So we'll start off. This is 8 blade. These first two are the 8 blade. And two sort of different evidence, two different photos. So I think they're both nice photos. I've had a bit of a soft spot for this. I think it comes up really nice with the flames. I think it's a really good photo. Again, if you look right in here, you can see these little pearls of bokeh, and they're just, that's the 8 blade there. Nice round over here. You can see that nice and smooth and round. Some good shape to them. Even up on the trees. And this background's just all circular and smooth as silk. Flames pretty sharp. There's a couple of little remnants there from the HDR merge over. That one's probably a better run for that. You can see it's nice and sharp, that flame. That's come up really good. And then all the rest was pretty good. And then we'll go over to the next one, which is here. Again, we'll shoot into the bokeh. Pretty good, not bad at all. Very similar over here. It's pretty hard to pick that. There's not really anything that's going to stand out. So that's different. Nice and sharp. The flame looks really good. Background, even the heat, sort of heat coming off the flame. Again, sort of just, it's a lovely photo. I love it. But it's very hard. Nothing there you can say would sort of pick it. What about this on that? Again, it's probably not as clear. I guess the bokeh's not saying, it doesn't have a little, it's probably a little bit darker. I guess the bokeh doesn't stand out. I'm not sure. It's very hard to pick. Very hard to pick between them two there. Both give a fantastic image. I think you'd be hard pressed to knock me on the image. I think they're both really cool photos. We'll go over to the statue. This is the guy who founded the Botanic Park and built it in Perth. Let's wait for it to load up. Going to win Tesla one day and buy myself a 16-inch laptop. That's not 9 years old, 6 years old. That'll do this straight away. Okay. Pretty good there. This is pretty hard to sort of see the bokeh in the background. Picture-wise, pretty hard to beat. Now that's the 7 blade, and I'll shoot over to the 8 blade. Not a real lot there, is there? Pretty hard to beat. Can't see anything there at all. Maybe down here in the trees. Bokeh's pretty good there. That's the 7 blade. Shoot over to the 8 blade. Should be a tree down here. That same tree. If anything, they're both 2500s per second. And I'm pretty sure that was a 5.6 because everything's in focus there. If anything, a little bit more, again, I think it's more the light. The 8 blade seems to have just be a touch brighter than the 7 blade. That's all I've sort of can see and I've looked at these a few times. It's very sort of hard to pick them. We'll go over to some flowers, a bit more colour, and see if we can pick anything up. This, we're going to go to the 8 blade. Just give it back out. This is the Sturt Desert Rose, an Australian flower. I think this is the South Australian state flower. Beautiful flower. You can see here, just gorgeous. Gorgeous bokeh in the background, just blows it straight out there. That's come up really nice. Again, that's 8 blade as well. Lovely photo. Nice and vibrant. Very happy with those two. Go to the 7 blade. Now, I did have a couple of these, but I'd stuffed up the focus on a couple, so this is the best one I had. But if any, so they're both 1,000 seconds, both exactly the same, probably a minute, just a matter of changing, screwing the lens on and off, and that's the only difference between these photos. So light, no difference, but you can see how bright they are, and that's 8 blade. And then I come down to the 7 blade and see how dark it is. That probably, if anything, that shows it up a little bit more. Don't know if that's my filtering, but I got a funny feeling that's sort of now, that's probably the best one so far to see the quality of it. The bokeh's there. It's still a good image, but it just doesn't seem as bright as that 8 blade. Move on to the next one. Big old, I think there's a boab tree, I think it is. Big old tree in the park. So that's the 7 blade there. That's the 8 blade. And that, that's, I've got a funny feeling that's what it is. If anything, detail's fine. Bokeh is very similar. So yeah, there you go. So we come in here. That's on the 7 blade. Background, I'm pretty sure I'm 6/42. I'll be out of 5.6 here because I was trying to get some detail on this one. Like, everything's in focus, that's all good. And then you just go over and it's just seems a lot clearer when with the 8 blade. The 8 blade just seems to have a little bit better light. I'm not sure if that's the quality of the glass. With the 8 blade, maybe they had a different sort of lens coatings on it that makes it a little bit brighter, or not as much. That's all I can sort of think of so far. Righto, so here's probably a good one. This is 2 very similar photos. These will be This is 8 blade, kangaroo paw, little plant, gorgeous. They're just out of season. I was lucky I found one that still had full colour on it. I reckon they're a gorgeous little flower. You can see straight away, bokeh there, no dramas. That's, again, a beautiful flower. Focus, crystal clear, gold. Look at that, fantastic. What's that? Bokeh. Bokeh's good. Not right out there. I don't think that was a 1.4. That must have been, I reckon, because that's all that is in focus. I'm thinking that's going to be a 5.6 as well. Aperture, I probably should have wrote that down, but it's a little bit there, so, but it's still got a fair bit in detail. So that's pretty cool. So that's the 8 blade, and then we'll go over to 7 blade, see if we can see a difference. 7 blade, there's a lot more bokeh in that one. Different lights. Again, lights, the colours, about the only difference. Just that something to do with that light, isn't it? Okay. Now that's nowhere near. I might have changed on that one. So that's 1/500th. Both 1/500th for a second, but that's not as clear. I'm sure they're all the same. Righto, go to the next photo. Let's have a look-see. This is the 8 blade, and that's the 7 blade. It's just something about the 8 blade. It's just got a little bit clearer picture as far as I can see. Just seem to like it a little bit more. Again, it's tricky. I just don't know if it's my editing or not, if I've stuffed up there somewhere. All looks good there. Colour wise, I try to match it all up. Just a little bit different. Okay, we'll go over here, 7 blade, little pond in the Botanic Gardens there. We'll check that out. See if we can see if any big difference there. That's the 7 blade, 8 blade, and it's just that colour. Maybe the 7 blade, and the 7 blade's in perfect condition. I haven't had any dramas with it, so it was pretty much mint condition when I bought it. But it's just, I think that 8 blade's just got a little bit of, it's just got a little bit better colour coming out of the lens. That's all I can really see. Okay, so that's the ones out of King Park. We'll shoot over to the portrait ones. Hopefully we can see something here. So this is Yardi Molina, my little bobblehead doll from Cardinals, super catcher. So he's a very good portrait model for me. Always willing to stand still. Very, very, very handy. This is the 8 blade, and then we'll go to the 7. And if you look at the 8 blade on his right cheek here, under that right eye, and you see it's just a little bit darker on the 7 blade. Just those shadows here. See how it's a little bit lighter? It just picks up a bit more tone. And even the colours on the face, it's that colours. And that's, the more I look at it, the photos, this more I sort of see of it. Now, I also got some photos of my beautiful dog, my chocolate lab, Bance, and he doesn't like photos. So I couldn't get 2 photos in the same spot. I tried. I had treats, I had apples, I had everything. I was lucky to get what I did. So yeah. So this first one's going to be from the 7 blade. It's a great photo. You can see he's not real happy about me pointing a lens at him, and he's only looking because I've got a piece of apple on top of the camera. Blows out nicely out the back here. It's a gorgeous photo, but again, it's that little dark. It's just that colour. Now you come over to the 8 blade, and I mean, it wasn't, that one's like in basically the same spot. He just sort of rolled over. It's dark in the background, so it doesn't have the light in, but it should, the lighting, the external light was pretty much still the same, so I didn't think it'd be that dark. I still like that photo. I think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. In focus in here in the eye, no dramas. That's all good. But then this one, it's just the light. Even the colour of the brown on his fur is a little bit different. And that's basically all I could find between the two of them. So I guess conclusion-wise is what we need to come to. These 2 lenses, this is the 7 blade. Now, the only way you'll know it's a 7 blade is here on your aperture, or above your aperture ring, below your focus length. You've got a red diamond and then the 4 mark. And if there's the red line is, I think, which is the infrared line. If that's to the left of the 4, then that's a 7 blade. If it's like on this one, you're probably not going to be able to see it. Is here, it's to the right, that's the 8 blade. Now, there's about $150 difference. There's about $150 for a really nice mint condition 7 blade, and you're looking at about $250 to probably $300 if you can find an 8 blade in mint condition, maybe more. The picture wise, they're both really good lenses. Is just the picture with the bokeh, I'd say it's really not worth the extra money. The 7 blade's probably quite adequate for that vintage feel, for your lens, for that portrait bokeh. You're going to get an amazing photo. All I could see out of that was that 8 blade lens. The colours coming out of this glass are just a little bit better. And I'm not sure why, but that little piece of glass there is just, I don't know. So is it worthwhile?
if you're a vintage lens fan, like sort of myself, I'm going to keep the 8-blade just for that little bit better color. And I know I've got something that just a fantastic piece of our photography history, so I'm definitely going to keep that one. They're both gorgeous lenses. I definitely suggest you buy one and try it. If you love that vintage feel to your lens, if you're into film, then yeah, definitely worth having a crack. They're gorgeous lenses. Takumar's done a fantastic job. Anyway, that's it. So, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed those photos. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of Perth in the morning, Kings Park.
Anyway, that's it for this comparison test. Thanks for stopping by. And if you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers, guys.